Good afternoon, everyone. I'm here at the beautiful Fuengirola in this wonderful bay here, and I wanted to make a quick video on a topic that has been on my mind all day, and that is periodization. So I'm not obviously going to go through all the details of how does periodized training work, but well, in essence, it's basically you decrease volume, right, as you approach a competition, as you approach performance, and you increase intensity in the sense of, not in the sense of like strength training, where intensity is just load your lifting times the number of times, right, number of reps and things like that, but more intensity in the sense that almost like the time between shots, right? So as you approach competition, you're playing a lot more, you're doing more exercises of performance than blocked technical training. So that's like the main principle, right? And I think that's all well and good, and I think that's important to do it. I do it. Professional players probably do it too. In the off season, they're probably doing more prolonged sessions of ball striking and things like that. And when they're in season, practices just have shorter duration. The time between shots is going to also increase. More thought is put for every shot, right? And that's definitely important, to keep that in mind. But I wanted just to say a few words on what has happened to me, and that is like there's a mental and emotional component in periodized training that I don't think has been explored enough from what I know or from what I've read, right? And what I think is, well, there are obviously a lot of studies that have come out on the topic of how mental training is actually a form of real training. And I think there was a study with the basketball players shooting hoops. Just imagine it, with their just visualizing, and then other players doing the actual full training sessions, and the difference between improvement in the two groups was not as big as it should have been, right? So that study, and I'm sure many others have shown the importance of just mental rehearsal, mental training, mental preparation. And one of the things that I think that is important to keep in mind when you're calibrating, when you're designing your periodization program, is emotionally how much visualization you're doing between practice sessions. So if you're ending up exhausted after training, right, after 8-10 hour days, just you practice, you played, you practice, you don't want to know anything more about golf that night, then that might be a problem. Why? Because your brain is kind of shutting off golf. It's leaving it on the side, and I don't think that's ideal. So what I'm going to be doing for the Europro tour this summer is trying to have my imagination stay active after training, and as part of my periodized program. I think it's a little bit different approach from what I followed, where I was just trying basically to do just the highest amount of training I could do, especially during the off season, right? But again, I think that there's a mental element in volume training that has to be included in your programming, because if you're visualizing shots even after, and you're doing it unconsciously, you're not doing it because you have to, but you're still kind of thinking about shots, and you're still visualizing shots, and you're still thinking about ways in which you can improve, and you're still motivated to do that, because maybe the training load wasn't so high that you were actually excited about practicing and staying active, right? I think from what I can feel, you're gonna be better off. So if you're starting, and maybe this is I guess implications for other disciplines and other other walks of life. Definitely make sure that you're training hard, but not enough that when you're done training, you don't want to have anything to do or anything to know about your discipline, or about, right, in this case, golf, until the next day when you have a scheduled session. So So keep that fire alive, and I think it's your brain will actually really add to your I guess some to your coordination and to your to the way you learn how to do things. So anyway, this is just these thoughts I'm having here, and yeah, let me know if that rings a bell, and definitely get in touch with me if you think it has some relevance. So well, good luck. Yeah.